Be my guest. Be my guest at the feast. Come and sit next to me and know me better. That's the invitation today, to be Jesus' guest, to come into his feast, to sit with him and know him better. You see, a king prepared this magnificent banquet for his son, the prince. Can you imagine the kind of thing that he had to prepare? Now, preparing for a wedding takes a long time, doesn't it? And I want us just to have a think. What do you think the most important 3 things are in preparing for a wedding banquet? What do you think they are? So what did we get? What did we get for the wedding? What did we get? What's the most important thing? Over here, what did you think? Guests over here. Bride and groom, yeah. A budget, yeah. If you've only got 5,000, if you've got 50,000, I suppose that's good. Teddy. Food, yeah, that's amazing. Food and drink's a big one. What do you think? Drink, yeah, you've got to have drinks, haven't you, as you've got people coming in. Yeah, it takes a long time. There's so many things to think of when you are planning a wedding. And here we get the king bringing his son to the wedding, and he's going to be inviting lots of people. I wonder who would be on his wedding list. I wonder who he would invite, who would be honored to come and sit with him. You know, we talk about be my guest, come and sit at my table. I wonder who that would be. And as he was doing that, as he was sending out those invitations and them coming, something surprising happened. Something shocking happened. Something that made everyone listen and gasp. No one came. The seats, they were empty. Some were too busy. What would you be doing? What would be too busy than coming to the king's party? But they said they had work to do. They had bits to finish. Some people were making excuses. And some people just didn't want to come. Imagine the best party of the year. Fireworks, everything. But they did not want to come. They did not feel it mattered. So what does the king do? He is absolutely furious, but he doesn't give up. He doesn't cancel that celebration. The king has a new focus. He's saying, right, you servants, if they won't come, go out into the towns, the villages, the fields, the side roads, everywhere. Go and invite all these people. Imagine if the king came to Fareham and he was in the streets, in the shops, in the alleyways, knocking at your house. Do you want to come to my party? Would you like that? Yeah, I think I would. People dream of having that invite. You are welcome. The king would say to you, you are welcome. Come to my feast. Come and sit with me. Know me better. And before long, the banquet, you can imagine, was overflowing. It was crowded. It was full of joyful guests. People were trying to get in everywhere. There was food, there was drinks, there was chatting, there was laughter. And God invites us to a banquet like that, into his presence, doesn't he? Into his presence, where we're filled up with the love of God overflowing. And on the first service, we were talking about the banquet of the communion, where we come and we feed and we feast and we overflow with God's goodness. Be my guest, he's saying. Come and sit and know me better. But we need to respond to that. It's no good saying, I've got the invite. We need to respond. because we don't want to be left out. You see, these ordinary people that came weren't expecting to be invited. It was a surprise. And they came and everything changed. They went from being strangers in the open streets to be honoured and to be known at the place by the table. And when we looked at Beauty and the Beast at the beginning, can you tell me the Beast's biggest problem right at the beginning of the story? What was his biggest problem? Does anyone remember? No? Yeah, he was selfish, wasn't he? It wasn't his fur or his big eyes or his roar or his teeth or his gigantic size. It was his heart. It was absolutely his heart, his hardened heart. He saw people from the outside. He didn't see who they were. He was unkind. He was selfish. And Bella's love, what did it do? It seeped in. It gradually transformed the Beast. He started to be loved and also to receive love. That's what happened, the transformation. And Jesus reminds us that his invitation is an invitation of transformation, to be loved and to know love. See, he not only invites us into his presence, he not only sits with us, but he talks and communicates with us as well. And how often do we feel that we've been to places where we've been invited in and the people just don't speak to you? I've often felt not important or not good enough or not valued. And you just become the flow of conversation past. But Jesus said, when I invite you in, I sit beside you and I'm interested in you. I love you so much. Respond. You see, when we sit in the presence of the King, we don't just feast and drink and have laughter, but we start to become a little bit like his character. We start to learn what it is to be forgiven, so we forgive others. We start to know what it is to have the peace of God on our lives, so we can bring peace to others. We start to know what it is to be loved, so we can love others. Do you see the importance of sitting and dwelling in the presence of the King? It changes that hard heart that was found in the Beast, and it softens it to know love and to be loved. And that's why Jesus talked about the wedding clothes, putting on the wedding clothes, you know. Think of it as a cloak. You see, the man in the story didn't come in those clothes. I don't know why he picked it up here, but we get a sense that they were so important. He must have stood out in the crowd. You see, he came on his own terms. I'm not going to wear that. I'll just come on my own terms. And Jesus says, no, when you come and you sit by me, I'm covering you in this cloak. And you learn how to be my character. You cover yourself in peace when you need it. You cover yourself in hope when you're in despair. You cover yourself in forgiveness when you've been broken. Do you see what he's doing? He's transforming us. He's making us into this new way of living. Put on a bit of peace today. Put on a bit of trust. Put on a bit of faith. You see, the wedding clothes aren't about just dressing up. They're letting God dress us in the character of him. And I wonder how we would respond to the invite. Be my guest at the feast. Come, sit with me. Cover yourself with the cloak and know me better and start to be transformed into the likeness of Christ. So if God is calling us to his kingdom right now, we are welcome to know him better for all eternity. Isn't that amazing? It's not just when we go to heaven, but it starts now for all eternity. And I wonder how we would feel about being clothed in those cloaks. What do we need today? I know I need a bit of stillness today, a bit of peace in the chaos of my move. What do you need today? Do you need to know that the Lord loves you? Do you need to trust God for the things that aren't going quite right? Do you need a little bit of hope in things that are wrong? So I'm going to invite the worship band up now, if that's all right. And they got quite a new song with some beautiful words. And I want to use this as our response. You know, we talked about at the beginning, he sent out the invites. And he sent them further. And the people had to respond. They had to stop what they were doing, turn from their ways, and move towards the King's kingdom, into the feast. And sometimes that's really hard to do. But he's calling us, wherever we are in our Christian journey, to turn our face towards him, to become more Christ-like, to dwell in his presence. And I don't know about you, but that's what I want, to be on fire for the living Lord. Because as I start to put that cloak on, to burn with passion for him, automatically I overflow in the presence of God. So I want us to picture, as they're going to be playing for a little bit, can we picture the table, the banquet, the feast? So if you want to, just close your eyes. What's this place looking like? What's on the table? What are the decorations? What kind of food is set before you? What's the size of the room? And who is at this table? And where do you sit? And where is Jesus sitting? And he catches your eye at that table. Let him catch your eye. And he smiles and he says, you are so welcome. And he comes and he sits by you. And he wants to know you better. And he puts the wedding clothes, that cloak, over you. And what is that today? For me, I need some peace, some stillness. What is it that you need today? And within that, all the chaos and the laughter is going on. But you just connect with Jesus. But maybe that's too much today, and you just need to look in through the window or be at the side of the room. But as you listen to the song, respond. Where are you in that banquet room? And what does Jesus want to say to you today?